Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm back at with the reviews, and today I am giving you guys my review of Barbie, starring Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, Will Ferrell, Simu Liu, and tons more other actors in this movie. So the plot is, Barbie suffers a crisis that leads her to question her world and her existence. So I was very excited for this movie. Number one, because of Margot Robbie. I am a big Margot Robbie fan. I think that she is one of the best Australian actors working today, alongside Chris Hemsworth. So that alone got me excited. You guys know that I'm a big fan of Margot's Harley Quinn. She is one of my favourite anti-heroes or villains or whatever you want to put it. She's one of my favourites DC characters because of Margot's portrayal and then the comics and stuff. And then two, I thought that the trailers looked really good, and I walked out of this movie with Mum because I took my mum with it because I showed her the trailer of the with the parody opening that is in the movie, the whole like 2001 Space Odyssey opening, and she was like, what is this? But no, and she was down to see it, and then we walked out of it because we didn't do the Barbenheimer double feature. We just did Friday night. We did the 3-hour Oppenheimer, which I will do my review after this review. That's the next one I'm going to film, and then on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock we did the Barbie movie, and we both really liked it. Mum didn't like it as much as Oppenheimer. I didn't either, but I was relieved that it went quicker than Oppenheimer. But I thought that Oppenheimer, I'm not to compare the two movies, but Oppenheimer was more interesting. I liked Oppenheimer more than I thought I would. But I knew that I would like this movie. But I actually really did like it, and I thought that Margot is great, but she's great in everything that she's done. Like, she's great in awful movies. Like, I love the original Suicide Squad. I have my issues with the Suicide Squad. Not like it's like, I think it's one of the worst comic book movies of all time that ruin it. But I think that it's just rules compared to the first one that kind of bother me. But she's great in both Suicide Squad movies. She's great in Birds of Prey. She's great in like the Peter Rabbit movies because she does one of the sisters' voices in that. There's a lot of other stuff that she does that is just like perfection, right? And I think that's one of those things too where it's like the comedy really works for me in this movie, surprisingly. There were bits where we were laughing because we couldn't help ourselves, but there were some bits of humor that it's just like, that's a bit questionable. Why did you throw that joke in there? Like, there was some stuff that I didn't get with that, but I thought that in general, it did a good job with the, what's it called? Oh my god, with the comedy aspect of the movie. And I thought that was really good. There were some bits that were kind of hit and miss, but generally it was quite good. There are also some bits that Ken wants to get with Barbie and that sort of stuff. Because he wants to get Barbie's attention. And he eventually does, and she kind of knocks him back. And Ken actually has a great point that, and this is, again, minor spoiler, not anything big. He says something that I do agree with. It's Barbie and Ken. There is not just Ken. And that is a true statement, because when you look at again, you're going to an animated movie than a live action movie, but this movie is telling a completely different story, so I'm fine with that. But when you look at Toy Story 3 and the way that the Barbie and Ken relationship was done in that was done really, really well. And even though that you do have the whole thing of like the breakup and that sort of stuff, and then they get back together at the end, I thought that relationship really works. I think that the relationship really works in this movie. The thing that turned me off to that relationship was when Barbie was like, "Oh, you need to be your own person. You need to find the thing that's true to you, and not just the beach, because you're not the beach" type thing. And it's one of those things where it's like, I see what you're trying to do with this argument, but you're not like... I think that true Barbie fans would want Barbie and Ken, and not just Barbie. But I do know the direction that you're going. And there are... It's very, I don't want to say Deadpool, but it's like... There's something that happens in the middle of the movie that ties into the end of the movie, that... The reason why Barbie ends up where she is at the end of the movie, it's very meta, and interesting, and it's a really good lesson to learn for girls, even boys in some aspects. But I mean, it's a good message, but it's one of those things where it's like, again, you're making a Barbie movie, and it's very emotional, but it's kind of silly when you're putting Barbie in front of it. It's just really strange. Like, it meshes good, but it's just something that I didn't really expect out of a movie about Barbie, really. So I need to give Barbie 4 out of 5 stars. I actually really liked it. I think it's a great chick flick that boys can enjoy. If you like Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling and Will Ferrell and all those guys, I think that it's a fun watch. I don't think, if you're gonna be one of those people that pick it to pieces, I don't think you're gonna like it. It's one of those things where it's like you wouldn't want to nitpick it. It's just like, leave it alone, let it be. So yeah, guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Subscribe also to the little bell icon to get notified of future videos I make, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.